Hello. Okay, I thought my phone would switch over, but it didn't. So I'm just gonna hold, even though I got like a really cool tripod, you guys, and it won't let me use it. So I wanted to talk a little bit about customer experience because I remembered a story that happened to me around this time last year. Well, a little bit before this time last year. In late July last year, I was actually in Africa on a trip for work, which was awesome and life-changing, and my husband was there with me. And I was having a conversation with one of the workers there, one of the missionaries, and he was telling me how different cultures approach things. And it made me think because especially when it came to haggling in the market, okay? And it really made me today, whenever I remembered it, reflect on customer experience. So let me talk a little bit about that. Let me tell you the story first, right? So last year, sorry, I'm gonna prop my arm so it doesn't get tired. So last year, well, let me just say, like when I go into a store or a market or anything, I don't want to have to haggle. I don't want to have to make a deal. I want to know what the price is. I want to say yes or no, and I want that to be the end of the conversation. Like, I just want it to be simple. I don't want it to be complicated. I don't want it to be convoluted. I don't want there to be back and forth because that brings me like emotional distress, right? Like, I just don't like having to make all those little micro decisions. I just don't like to do it. And that's the way America is, and that's okay. Like, that's how we do things here. Um, but that's not the way everything goes, right? Not all the time. Um, in other cultures, haggling is very much a part of the experience there. And it's what they expect, and it's what they want, actually. And so, but I would still approach my time in the market there with my American mindset. So I would walk in, I'd want to know how much it is, if I thought it was worth that, and usually it is. Like, unless it's a really nice like piece of art or something, you're gonna get like an amazing price on things. Like, things overseas are so much less expensive. Like, we got these really great like woven rugs for like $3 or something crazy like that. Um, and so I didn't want to haggle because it's totally worth that plus more. So I feel like I'm being fair to them by doing that. But here's the thing that I didn't think about that the missionary pointed out to me later. He says that that part of the culture is a relationship thing. It's not that they find haggling to be distressing or like we're telling them that their stuff isn't good enough. It's that we're taking the time to spend time with them, to make a relationship with them, and to talk to them, to engage in that part of their culture, even as foreigners. And that's not something I'd ever thought of. I was still thinking at it from my perspective, right? How I would like it to be, and how in America I would want to honor them and value them. But my idea of honoring and valuing them was different than their idea of honoring and valuing them. And I just thought, oh, I've been doing this so wrong for the last few years that I've been traveling. I thought I was doing something great and giving them value and taking stress out of their lives when really I was shutting down part of their culture by not trying to build a relationship with them even for a few minutes through that haggling process. And so I just want you to consider what your customer thinks, right? So how do you create a good customer experience? Well, you don't always have to approach it the way that you think it should be approached. I think that should definitely be part of it because you want your customer experience to be manageable and fun for you too. Like, you should enjoy that. But you also need to think of it as what that relationship looks like. What are they expecting? What kind of support are they wanting? What kind of touch, like, connection are they wanting? Because, like, and here's what I mean. Like, I tend to be a systems person. I would love to have everything laid out for me, like, have my system and have things go automatically and all that good stuff. But I also know the part of coaching is that personal connection point, that time of like being able to actually like text or message me and talk to me, and being able to actually have my eyes on their stuff and, you know, talking to them one on one. And I love doing that too, but part of me says they don't have time. I'm just going to create a system, let it all be automated, it'll be awesome, and we'll connect on our calls, and that'll be great. But that's not always what you need, right? You need that personal touch, that connection, because of the type of business that I chose. And so, or not even just chose, like felt called to, I was drawn to this for a reason. And part of that was that one-on-one connection point. That's very much a reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. And so I want to challenge you to look at how you want your customer experience to be, right? The way you would design it in a perfect world, and then flip your perspective. Go to the other side and think about what you want, what they would want their experience to be. Not you with a coach, their experience. So think about your clients, think about your customers, think about where they are in life, what are they doing. Here's another example. So in my other business, at first, one of my very first offer that I tried to launch like just a couple of months into blogging, it didn't work very well. And so after that, I took a really long break from even trying to sell anything, was a little mentorship program, like a mini mentorship program to take like a handful of people. It would be like 6 months, and it would be like we do like group coaching kind of thing. Like you bring your problems and I mentor you. Guess how many people bought that? Goose egg. Why? They don't have time. They didn't have time. I created an online product, a digital product that they could have access to at their leisure, at their convenience, and have it with them all the time forever. Instant change. Like so many people bought. Huge conversion rate because I thought about their experience and not just my experience. So really think about how you can better serve your customer through the experience that they need, that they want, that they desire, that they're choosing, because it's going to be important for you. And that's why knowing your ideal customer is so important. This week I'm talking about marketing in the Purpose Driven Dreamer Society and other places, because I launched my new package magnetic marketing sessions, which is 2 sessions to create an awesome marketing and promotion plan to fill your sales funnel really fast. And it's like you need to think about what your customer is looking for, the experience they need, how much time it takes you to get things done. So you definitely want to honor your time, your way of working, your systems, your processes, your zone of genius. You absolutely want to honor. But you got to find where those two things meet, where what you can do and your customers' needs and wants and desires and all of that meet, so that you can give them the results that they're looking for. And so knowing your ideal customer is crucial, and it can even make a difference in things like your customer experience. So I challenge you today to really think about not just your product and package, but really think about it from the other side, from what your customer wants. And here's another little story, right? Like I originally was gonna, when I launched that digital product that I told you about that converted like crazy, right? I originally wanted to launch something different. My idea was to do a course on choreography. I love choreography. I wanted to do it. That was one of the main reasons that I started my cheerleading business, was to build my choreography business. And so that's what I wanted to launch. And I just wanted to make sure though that I was creating something that my people would want. And I was about to sign up for like a big training course, so I wanted to create something that I wanted to make sure before I signed up for that, that this could be a business, that people would buy stuff from me. So I sent out a survey, and turns out the thing that they wanted the most help with, I was absolutely qualified to help them with, but it wasn't even on my radar. It was going to take creativity, but it wasn't even on my radar to think about offering something like that. But I did, and it continues to sell today. That's my passive income product that sells 10 to 15 every month. So brings me in a nice steady baseline of revenue every month from just a little bit of marketing and because I knew my audience, and even because I asked them. So if you're not sure what your customers and clients want, do research, ask them, get on the phone with them. Even recently, I did this with a bunch of people. I talked with about 10 different people and just asked them, what are you looking for? What are these things? What is this in your mind? What is that in your mind? Like digging in there, getting to know them and their lives and their experiences and how I can, and then taking my filter and saying, okay, this is what I can do. So really think about that. Get in touch with your clients and customers. It will only do good things for you. Only do good things. If nothing else, you get that connection and you will come away with such great ideas, such great creativity because you took the time to do it. So that's what I encourage you to do today is really dig deep, discover your experience, discover what your clients want and know and then you can get into where are they and what do you say to them. But you've got to start with knowing them first. So get to know them. Okay, that's all I have for today.